Good morning. This is Diane.Boerstler. I want to welcome you to the Hypnotic Amazon copywriting training and apologize in advance. My voice sounds a little bit raspy right now because I'm getting over a cold. So, with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. The first thing we need to look at is what you're going to get out of this course. So, when you signed up for this course, I know you signed up to learn how to create high converting Amazon product listings. However, this is going to help you with a lot more than that. What you're going to know after this is how to get anybody to take any desired action that you want. Obviously within reason. You can't use this to make somebody do something they would, absolutely hate to do, and it would be unethical to do so. But you're going to know which hot buttons to push in the human brain so that you can get people to take a desired action, like buying your product or create a specific outcome, like changing their beliefs so they buy your product. Or to create a desired effect. So they buy your product or more than one of your products. So that being said, this is a very in-depth training. This is not just a training that like most of the other, run-of-the-mill Amazon listing optimization courses. We're going deep into persuasion and conversational hypnosis and NLP and sales copy, and we're going through it at an accelerated pace. Basically, this is an only what you need to know and what's going to help you most style training. That being said, I have compiled a ton of resources for you from the best in the world. And then I've kind of broken them down into easily digestible bites, basically pieces, so that you can build a really solid foundation. And it's the kind of solid foundation that I've been using for nearly a decade to drive online sales success. So I know that you're really going to benefit from this. The first thing we need to get into before we even kick off is, nobody is born a sales copywriter. Okay. Nobody is born knowing how to persuade. Nobody is born knowing how to convince somebody to buy something. So I'm going to ask that you be really patient with yourself. There is a really big learning curve for some people, in some parts of this training, and there's a big learning curve for some people in other parts. And some people just sail right through. If you have some sales copy background, you might look at this and say, okay, well, this is really great and it's really helping me improve my skills. And I love this. And it's a great system that I can work, that I know will deliver me results every single time. And other people might have questions about what basic terms mean. And I'm here to tell you, please make sure that you get the help you need from me and my team. We are definitely here to help you with anything you need help with. The second thing is that you should set intentions and goals, and believe you can achieve them. So if you have a goal to go through this and write your listing, write your first listing, your first high converting hypnotic listing, in 1 week, then, write that goal down, believe you can achieve it, and go for it. If you think it's going to take you a little bit longer because you have a very busy life, that's great. Write that down and just be proud that you're plugging through it and getting the help that you need to create a high converting listing. And then, if some people get through this in like 2 days and just rock it. But no matter what, you have lifetime access to this training. And so if for some reason, you ever need to return to it, then it's going to be here for you. Okay. And I'm also going to update it as we go along. So if anything changes for some reason with Amazon, like with their listings and things like that, I'll create a sub video for it. So you make sure you watch the sub videos as well. Take notes. Take lots and lots of notes. If you don't have a notebook, open up your computer and your word sheet or, your notepad or whatever you want to do, but just make sure you take really good notes. You're going to have access to these PowerPoints as well, and also the templates, so you can complete each of these tasks that's going to train you to become this, 6 and 7 figure high converting Amazon seller, who can write these amazing listings, within a day. And some people get down to writing them in a couple hours flat, which is awesome. You're also going to have access to cheat sheets, but either way, take notes. The biggest one is implement. I created this training because I wanted to really help and empower sellers to be able to create these high converting listings on the fly without having to wait for a couple of weeks for someone like me to deliver a listing, because we get so many requests for listings. And I really love writing the listings, but I know sometimes you just, you want to launch 10 products in 1 month and you want to write your listings in 1 week and you want it done and you need it done because your product's sitting there in Amazon. And sometimes it's like, okay, I don't have any jump the line spaces to get you in this week. So this is really great for people who really want to learn how to do this. But in order to do that, you have to implement what you're learning here. You have to take action. And if you do take the action, I can guarantee it's going to change your life, and it's going to change the way you think about not only how you sell on Amazon, but how you get people to do things in everyday life, right? Like for me, it's worked brilliantly for my children. It's really helped smooth the pathway for them to do more and be more and have more themselves without me having to push hard. Number 5, for the mindsets of a 7-figure anything, that's what I usually call this. You're going to need to ask questions along the way. Okay, so don't be embarrassed to ask questions. Ask lots of questions. And I know that most trainings, they say, well, wait until you've gone through the whole training before you ask questions so that you can, so you don't bother me with learning it, so you don't bother me with questions and I don't get inundated with questions. I'm the exact opposite. I ask that you pretty please, with sugar on top, ask questions. Don't wait to see if you're going to learn it in an upcoming module. Go through each module, and if you have questions, please ask them right away. Okay? If for some reason it's in another module, I'll let you know what's coming up in another module, so it will make sense to you then. However, I want to make sure that all of your questions are answered. So we are here for you. So something really fun I wanted to launch into at the very beginning. And I don't know, some people believe in mindset work, changing your mind to change your beliefs, to change your outcomes and your success level in life. Some don't. I wanted to share a quick thing that I do whenever I'm taking a new program, right? Especially an in-depth training program like this one, so that my mind is already feeling comfortable with the idea of me being successful in that program. So the first thing I do is I write down my whys. Okay, so why do I need to complete and implement this training? What is on the other end of it? For someone like me, my whys are always one of 2 reasons, okay? I have 4 kids, and so I know that if I complete a training like this, then I'm going to be able to convert more people and, more buyers, into cash. I'll be able to convert more people who are looking at listings into cash. I'll know that because of what I do, I'll be able to significantly help my clients to generate more income for their families. I'm entirely family focused. So if you, just write down your why. Some people say, I want my spouse to be able to quit their job. Some people say, I want to buy a bigger house. I want a new car. I want to travel the world, and have a laptop lifestyle. Whatever that means to you, that's certainly not a limitation. Whatever that means to you, that'll help motivate you to keep going. So just think about what's on the other end of this training for you and write that down. The second thing to write down would be your fears. So what could potentially stop you from completing this training? For me, again, it's funny because while I'm family driven, I'm also held back by having 4 children sometimes. For example, I was trying to record this 3 times last night at 1 o'clock in the morning, and my 2-year-old continued to wake up, and it's, I had to stop and stop and stop. So, but I kept going anyway after he went back to sleep. So what is it that can prevent you from this? What could be your barriers? Is it your family life, business tasks, having unanswered questions that you don't ask, not even knowing which questions to ask? You can come to me and you're welcome to come and say, I'm really confused about this, or I just don't understand this. Can you show me a different way? And I'll help you with that. But just write down your fears. That way, you look at your whys and you look at your fears, and, as long as your whys are bigger than your fears or your barriers that might stop you, you will manage to get through this program and find success. Step 4, this is my favorite, right? I call this journaling ahead. So I write down what I expect from my life and what I expect to see in my life, basically how I expect my life to change after I've completed the training. And that's a big why for me as well. And what this does is this creates a subconscious mindset shift. So your brain, instead of placing you in the position at the beginning of the training, will actually place you at the position of the outcome. And so you'll naturally feel motivated to go through the training, as long as there's actually a good reason for you to be taking it, right? So for me, something like this, I would write down how much more money Amazon will be paying me each cycle, right? How much am I going to get on the 15th and 30th of every month, or the end of the month? How's that going to change what my lifestyle looks like on the outside? What can I do? Can I take more vacations? Can I have more experiences, take my kids to the zoo more often? Can I buy more things? Can I own a bigger house? Can I own a bigger car? Again, paint that picture in your mind about how your life looks differently after you've taken this training and implemented it, and after you're starting to see the effects. And then what I do in addition to that is I revisit this with all of my goals, and I rewrite them every day. And I don't write them by hand. A lot of people say to write them by hand, but my handwriting is atrocious, and I really despise handwriting anything. I love to type. I type somewhere around 145 to 180 words a minute. So I will revisit it and type it multiple times in the morning, and also give gratitude for everything in my life, because I'm big on positive psychology. So that's something that I would suggest you start doing as well if you know, are really, really dedicated to seeing this life change from this program, because this program wasn't just designed to teach you to be the most persuasive person on Amazon. And it wasn't just designed to get you high converting listings. I really designed this with the idea that this program will transform businesses, which will transform lives and transform communities and transform families and create better outcomes for everybody involved. Which might sound kind of hokey to you, but you know, that's who I am. I really do care about my clients. So with that being said, we are going to get started right now and go on to module 1.